So at this point, it sounds like it just, bring me back if I'm off, but it sounds like, right now your motivation is really, helping folks like myself, kind of continue to flourish and grow in this industry, and others, who are kind of following, in your footsteps, and the templates and roads that you've paved. At this point, in your career, let's say, 10 years, you said 3 to 5 years ahead, 5 years from now, what's going on with Kathleen Conley-Jones at this point? What's happening?
Well, I think at that point, she's slowing down. She has hit one of the places on her bucket list, which is to stand on the shore in Ghana and look across that vast water and say thank you, because somebody, I don't know her name, his name, somebody had an endless effort that they did not give up through all that they went through being shackled, to being beat up, to being everything that could happen. They survived and they made it to these shores. And no matter if you know who your great, 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 great grandmother or grandfather is, it doesn't matter, because the color of the skin tells me everything I need to know.
That's right.
That I am from a people who will go through. You've got to, in order to get to it, you got to go through it. So I want to stand on that shore, feel that sand, and say thank you, because I could not be here if they did not survive. That's one thing. The second thing is that I started a foundation. I started a foundation 5 years ago. I didn't have a clue what I wanted to do. But the foundation was called Affinity Planning and Insurance, for all the things we have in common. And it's really about educating young people in our industry, because you know that our industry right now, the average age is 68 years old. It's male and it's white.
Yeah.
Where's the pipeline? Where's our talent? On the shoulder, however he gonna call me, I want to be able for him to say, well done. You help somebody other than yourself. I know then that my living has not been in vain, because I will have cut a path, shown someone some license, because this thing is absolutely, it's platinum. It's better than gold. But if they don't do anything with that license, what they will have learned is how to be more financially free.
Yes.
They've learned what they can do. Because here at my age, I have friends who can't, the prices is going up, things are going on, they can't survive. They save money, but all the things, and who's going to hire a little blue-haired woman who's going to be standing there? I always never wanted to be in the restaurant serving people. I'm barely able to hold. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to see beyond that. So that's where I want to be. I want to be at a place where I will have provided scholarships to young people, that I have gotten other friends to help support them, so that when God calls me, there's something that continues on that helps us in this wonderful industry of insurance.
Wow. Wow. The phone rings. It's a young person. Let's say it's a new person in the business. Maybe it's a young educator, and they're asking you, hey, I'm either thinking about getting into this thing, or, hey, I just got this thing, I'm trying to figure it out. What's the piece of advice that you would give to that either new person in the business or person deciding if they should come into this industry? What's what's a critical and crucial piece of advice that you would give them today?
My first question is, do you know who you are? And do you know what you really want to be?
Mm.
That's my first question. What's your purpose? You need to be able to tell me your purpose. If you're coming in this to make money, we don't really have a conversation.
Yeah.
If you're coming to make a difference in the lives of others, I'll meet you for lunch or coffee, and then we're going to have a conversation.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you the stories of others who have been here, because we learn more about through example than anything. So I can tell you, and I'm not always going to tell you about me. I'm going to tell you about those that I've met. I can tell you about a Rod Powell who was trying to figure out how to make this thing work, and he understood that you ought to get a license. I can tell them about Miss Proco. I can tell them about let's see, John Rogers, who is the only African American that I know who has the Ariel Fund. Melody Hobson is his co owner of from a financial standpoint. She married, what's his name, a Star Wars, but that's not the story. The story is, look up Melody Hobson, look up John Rogers, look up Lee Bethel, look up these people who have come before us, who have made a way. And a lot of times we look back real far. That's our foundation. Look around you. There are people in your midst, and I want them to recognize, go talk to them. Find out what they had to endure. So my phone actually rings now. I have a meeting this Friday with a young lady.
People.
And you know what the joy is? I have freedom.
Mm.
I have the freedom. I have the financial freedom. I have the physical freedom that I can say, oh yeah, let's meet for lunch. Give you an hour. Let's talk. I want to hear all about you. That you can't always do when you're working, hunting and gathering. You don't always have the time, but find some way to make the time, because our young people need us. See, we're in a totally different era than I was. I could go to the water cooler and somebody was in the office and I could knock on their door and say, excuse me, you got 10 minutes? I can kind of talk to you. They could tell me yes or no, but they were right there.
Yeah.
What we don't have are for the young people. They don't have proximity. Mm. And they sometimes believe that if you're on the Zoom or whatever, that's proximity. That's not proximity. That's the initial connection. So you find out, you find an advocate, you find a mentor, you find those individuals who support you, a sponsor, and you figure out how not to make them who they are for you, but to make who you are for them. I want someone that I can sit back and watch them grow and applaud them and say, you know, I used to know her when she was like a little girl, not a little girl, but, you know, young in the business. Because there's no joy. I understand now how my mother used to say, you know, going in a little something at school. And my mother was only 5 feet tall. And so my mother was a functional illiterate. She really could not read, but she had this desire for her children. And I knew that no matter what, wherever we were, I would see this little white handkerchief up above the crowd. That was my mama. She was waving to let me know she was there. And there's such a joy when you can see the next generation moving forward. That's what our responsibility is. And that's what I'll be doing. Call me, I'll talk to you.
Speaking of call, you know, if someone wants to get in contact with you, If someone wants to get contact with you, they want to connect with you, how do they reach, Kathy Conley-Jones? What's the best
Absolutely.
way? What's the
Will you
best
be
way?
at Naya?
Huh?
You gonna be at the Naya con?
Oh, I would definitely be there. I will definitely be
So
there.
will I.
Yes. Yes. So come to the NIA conference. That's one. I don't, you know what? This interview might not come out before the NIA conference.
Right.
Hopefully,
October 10th to the
right.
13th.
But you know, I don't want to. We don't have to put your phone number on blast, but unless you want to. But what's like an email address or LinkedIn? How would they find you and connect with you?
Absolutely. I'm just so thrilled to be asked. You may think I'm kind of blowing smoke or make it up. I don't know what the new terms are, but I'm not. Because the real joy is when younger people want to talk to someone who's more mature, a little older, that they feel that they have something to say. That's the joy for me. That someone would say, excuse me, you got a few minutes? Oh, heck yeah, I got it. Let me find it. I'll find you sometime because I am here because there were those who were before me. I stand on their shoulders. There were individuals who did not know me, who didn't even look like me. It gave me an opportunity. And they said to me, you can be great. I didn't know what I was at that point, but I was trying just to find who I wanted to be. And this is our journey. Each one of us are on a journey. And all you want to be able to do is make sure that you are relevant, that you're not just going on and on about you. I ain't got time to talk about me. I want to talk about you. And if there's something that I've done, something that I've said that helps you become a better you, then my work is done.
Absolutely. Listen, we just so you know, we are going to share your LinkedIn at least, and we'll probably share your email address as well. We won't share your phone number, but Miss Conley-Jones is open for conversations. I can attest to this, that she will, have a conversation and drop some knowledge upon you and some gems that will not only assist you in your professional life, but also that you can take personally as well. I want to say, look, you said thank you to me. I definitely want to take the opportunity to say thank you to you for coming and sharing on the platform. So appreciative for your contributions, appreciative for your experiences and your knowledge. And it is always valuable every single time we've communicated. And I know it's going to be valuable to those who are listening as well. And maybe even someone heard something that made them think to themselves, you should get a license. Until the next time, take care.